Welcome to Success at Scale with Triple G Ventures. I have a very special guest here today, Dr. Nima Schei. Dr. Nima Schei is founder of Hummingbirds AI, doing some really pioneering, crazy new things in the world of AI, computer vision, and so much more. We're so honored to have him here today, and I can't wait to get to know him a little bit better with you. So without further ado, let me introduce Nima. Nima, tell us a little bit about you.
Good morning, Greg. As you notice, I'm not in my office today. I'm in Pacific Ocean in Ecuador, and this is one of the things that we always discuss with you, that how we can create security and efficiency for remote workforce. I took advantage of being remote, and today I'm traveling and I have this conversation with you. Positive energy from Pacific Ocean to you and your audience.
Oh, that's amazing, Nima. So, how did you break into the world of not only entrepreneurship, but how did that kind of get you from a medical doctor to being an entrepreneur to AI? What's the path?
By background, I'm a medical doctor, but soon the passion towards brain and intelligence grew in me, and I came to the world of AI. That's around 1999 and 2000. We started a new class in AI called Brain Emotional Learning. Basically, it's how we can bring emotions to the world of logic. And later on, I started my career as an entrepreneur. And 2 years ago, I started a company called Hummingbirds AI, with a focus on responsible AI and ethical AI, and bring that form of privacy first, responsible AI for different enterprises to make their operations more secure and efficient.
That's amazing, Nima. I mean, this whole AI thing is really flipped out. It's at a really interesting time where it's starting to catch on as a mainstream technology that's being adopted by business. Yet there's just so much fear out there about, replacing jobs and the future of work and what it all really means and all of this. What's your view, and how do you look at that? How do you kind of break it down into buckets? Is productivity? Is it counterproductivity?
That's a very good question, Greg. The fear of AI is valid. That's something that I have seen, and I see that very often. And that's a valid concern. But to us, responsible AI and ethical AI is something that can help humans to be more efficient, help them in decision making, help them to make decisions that are better for not only a specific few, but for the better of the community. And we also democratizing access to AI because we believe that AI shouldn't be only in the hands of a few, but more and more people, more and more communities should have access to benefits of AI. AI is extremely powerful, and if it stays only very limited, or let's say if we only have forms of AI that are not responsible, be all over the place, then only those few can have the benefit of AI. So we try to create technologies that have responsibility, privacy in mind, and we try to give those technologies to different enterprises, from small-size enterprises to medium-sized enterprises, because having AI and developing AI is very expensive. It's very complicated, and it's not really something that a medium-sized company can do. So we build technology, we invest in technology, and then we license those technology with a very affordable price to different companies so that they can benefit from AI while we don't empty their pockets.
It's like a utilitarian kind of approach, right? It's another tool to extend humanity. Is that how you look at it?
To me, AI is the most powerful thing that has happened to humanity in the last 100 years. It's more powerful than internet, than computer science, than software, and it can transform our lives significantly. like any new technology, the way that we use that technology is important. So if we use it in a responsible and ethical way, that technology can benefit all humans. If we use it only for the benefit of a few and just some major tech companies, let's say, then only those companies or those countries that has these technologies would benefit from it, and other countries in the world will be left behind in using and benefiting from this amazing technology.
So you talk a lot about, I mean, I have the privilege of talking to you regularly, but, many others don't. And you talk about responsible and ethical AI. I know that's a topic in the public eye, but you've adopted that as a philosophy. Can you tell us more about that?
One of the problems that we see with the technologies that we see now, specifically with major tech companies, is that they are monetizing their users' data, and many times, or the majority of times, those users are not really aware that how and by whom their data is being accessed to. For us, privacy is the core of our business, and protecting that privacy is something that we implement in every solution that we release to the market. We believe that users should own their data, users should be able to monetize their data, and if there is any form of money is involved with the user's data, the users should have that money at the end of the day, not the companies that are using that data. So that's the core of our business. For any solutions that we have, for example, Guacamole. Guacamole is for your audience that are not familiar with Guacamole. Guacamole is a platform that makes sure that there is always a right person behind any device. So, for example, if somebody is looking over your shoulder, or if you forgot to log off your computer and leave it unattended, and somebody that is not authorized try to access your information, the computer will be blocked and doesn't allow that person to see your sensitive data. So you see, this is a technology that many companies, that they have sensitive and confidential information from government side and also from commercial side, they can benefit from this technology. So if that technology is used by monetizing users' data and recording people, then that technology is not something that we are after, because then that technology will have access to personal information of the users. For us, we developed the technology in a way that all the processing is happening in the computer the same way as you have in your iPhone. There is no upload of data to anywhere, there is no cloud involved, and it's like an automatic system that runs in the background and checks for the right identity of the people that are in front of the screen. So with that, we ensure that the privacy of users is always ensured. And even though it was very complex and hard to build such a system that can run in any Windows machine, but we went out of the box. We invested a couple of years, not 1 year, 2 years into developing this technology. And at the end of the day, we think that technologies that always have this responsibility and privacy protecting in their core, those technologies will have the trust and attention of the users.
So, Nima, practically speaking, when you talk about AI, let's say I'm watching this, I'm a business owner, I'm struggling with, how do I grow my business? Where's my sales? All sorts of day-to-day operational tasks and challenges that I face. How does this conversation around broader AI, responsible, not responsible, how does that pertain back to me, the business owner?
If you have a business, no matter if it's a small or large business, no matter your industry, AI is here to help. AI is not a solution to replace humans. Look at it as a solution that helps you to make better decisions. So if you are a farmer, if you are in industry, or if you are creating the next satellite to go to the space, you can benefit from AI. Let me give you a couple of examples. So if you are a farmer, now you can have a better view into your crops. What are the best crops to grow? When is the right time to harvest? Or you can let's say, have the benefits of drones into spraying not pesticides, but going directly into each plant, see the needs of each plant, and have like a personalized solution for each plant. So that's like a simple solution. But then you go and, let's say, more complex things like what we do. For example, the solutions that we are creating for call centers, for banks, they are very more sophisticated. But at the same time, if you are a small call center that has 10 employees up to a bank that has a couple of million employees, you can benefit from these technologies, because we created a technology that is easily scalable. No matter how your business is, you can contact us, we speak with you, we try to find out what are your pain points and how we can help. After we know your business, after we understand the background, the ecosystem of your business, we can use technologies to better address whatever pain point you have.
When you think about all of this, responsible AI, privacy first. I mean, that's something that's part of your core DNA and philosophy at Hummingbirds. But when you look at the future of work, what does that really look like to you?
I think the future of work is very exciting, but at the same time, very different. There will be jobs that we don't anticipate, we don't know how they will look like, but there will be jobs that are looking unimaginable. And I'm going to give you some examples that how I see it. Let's say you are a drummer that is focused on creativity, making music, but at the same time, there will be new generations of AI that can give personalized experience to each listener. So you will be then a drummer that trains AI to how to make music.
What recommendations would you give to a CEO who's listening to us talk right now, who has not started investigating AI and how they can bring it into their business? What recommendations would you give them?
From one CEO to another, my recommendation is that you go out there, you explore, you try to talk to startups, to smaller AI companies. These startups and smaller AI companies, such as ours, we are here to help. We are here to talk to you, to learn from your business, to try to understand what are your concerns, what are your challenges, what are your bottlenecks, and then create solutions that can address those problems. So we are in computer vision, we are using cameras, and we try to give eyes into your operations. If that's an area that can help your operations, come and talk to us. If you have other areas that are using, let's say, a lot of data, you are in agriculture, you are in climate tech, then there are very cool startups out there that you need to explore, find their CEOs, CTOs, people that are interested to help, and they will help you. So don't be just passive, be active, proactive, go out there, try to see these solutions, and you will find many, many cool ideas out there.
So, I mean, it's amazing to, get a glimpse under the hood of what's going on at Hummingbirds AI with Guacamole, CX, and everything else you have going on. Let's switch gears for a second and talk about you as an entrepreneur. You have been, you're kind of a serial entrepreneur. You've done this a couple of times, and, specifically, kind of getting warmed up in the world of AI as it pertains to Hummingbirds AI. What gets you out of bed in the morning, and what kind of makes you tick?
Greg, my passion is animals and our nature, our planet. I've been an animal rights activist and a vegan. I've been fighting against elephant slavery in Asia, against poaching in Kenya, against finning in Ecuador and Colombia, and against industrial treatment of animals. I believe that we need to be in harmony with our nature and animals. We are fortunate to be living in this beautiful planet, but unfortunately, we are not respecting to our environment. If you visit our house, hopefully soon, you would see that we try to be an example. So in our backyard, all sorts of animals. They live like in a wildlife sanctuary. We have iguanas visiting us every day. We have squirrels, possums, raccoons, all bears, they are visiting us. So we love animals, and we think that by making enterprises operations more efficient, we can help our planets. Our motto is helping enterprises with their efficiency can eventually lead into reducing the consumption of oil and gas and other materials, and through that we can reduce the amount of pollutions that we have in this planet, the amount of consumption of different materials in this planet, and that's our passion. We believe that we only have one planet. We don't want to destroy this planet and then run away to Mars. We want to live in harmony with all the beings, that they are so amazing, they are so intelligent, and we want to respect them. This is a beautiful universe.
Wow. I mean, it's so deep, right? Like so many people, they wake up in the morning and they think, oh, it's to, contribute to my business, to my this, to my that. I love the fact that you bring a much larger global view and connection to a broader purpose into, and that is something to get you out of bed in the morning. So thank you for sharing that with us. You bring so much kind of wisdom, and I love the tie between this kind of medical background, this activist background, this entrepreneur, thinker, philosopher. I mean, you got so much going on here. So let me ask you this question. So, Nima, we are about practical advice and recommendations. Someone's been listening to this podcast. It's been truly inspiring, intriguing, dynamic. I guess the real question here is someone listening is wondering, what kind of practical advice can you give me? It's uncertain times. It's difficult out there. You don't know where things are going. What kind of practical advice do you have for me as a business owner going forward?
We had a couple of years of catastrophe because of COVID, but always there are more and more opportunities after a disaster, a bad incident. So I think that the future is bright. You need to be open to change. You need to open your ears and eyes and look into what are the opportunities. Don't try to continue what others are doing. Try to go out of the box. Think how you can create an operation that is more that is different than others. If you are a bakery, try to make better breads. Try to implement new technologies. Try to implement and try to test different things. Make a bread that nobody else has created that bread. So we are in an area that there will be more and more rapid change happening. And if you are staying the way that you used to do business a few years ago, that wouldn't be efficient anymore. You need to think out of the box and act out of the box. And while you are doing that, always have the big picture in mind. Have the respect to the environment, have the respect to animals, and try to create solutions that are more efficient in terms of let's say the energy that you are using, the materials that you are using. Try to be respectful to the nature and to your workforce. Give positive energy to your audience, and they will give you positive energy.
Well, Nima, you are changing the world. Hummingbirds AI, new product Guacamole ID, Guacamole CX. You guys have a lot going on. It is absolutely a pleasure to talk to you today. Hey, Nima, where can everybody learn more about Hummingbirds AI?
So our doors are open. We are here to help. We are here to listen. Just email me, nima@hummingbirds.ai, or go to our website, either guacamole.ai or hummingbirds.ai, or find me on LinkedIn and shoot me an email, and we will have a virtual guacamole together.
Well, Nima, what a true pleasure as always. I absolutely loved chatting with you today, talking about the future of work, responsible AI, business, startups, challenges, opportunities. Oh my God, we covered it all. But I think the biggest thing is tying yourself to a bigger purpose and bringing that to your work every day of the week. I think it's such a great takeaway. Anyways, thanks for listening. We are Success at Scale with Triple G Ventures, and we hope to see you next time. Thanks so much. Peace.